The Great Reset for the World, Between Promise and Peril. Let's start by questioning the narrative. What is the Great Reset? To some, it's a groundbreaking vision touted by the World Economic Forum, a chance to build a fairer, greener future. But behind the optimistic slogans, skeptics warn of concealed motives and far-reaching consequences. The Great Reset is not a fringe conspiracy, but an agenda openly championed by global elites. Central figures such as Klaus Schwab seek to reshape capitalism through mechanisms like stakeholder capitalism and public-private partnerships. But questions arise. Who ultimately benefits from these power shifts? Stakeholder capitalism, a central tenet of the reset, proposes replacing profit-oriented capitalism with a model that prioritizes all stakeholders. On the surface, this seems equitable. However, critics argue it fuses corporate power with government, creating new hierarchies at the expense of individual choice and market freedom. This new system's reliance on ESG, environmental, social, and governance metrics, is especially contentious. Are these metrics true indicators of ethical business practices or tools for manipulating enterprises while concentrating authority among a select few? The evidence so far suggests alarming possibilities. Critics like Michael Rectenwald label the reset as corporate socialism, where global conglomerates capture markets while small businesses wither. Public-private partnerships become vehicles for control rather than cooperation, dictated by unelected, unaccountable global organizations. Can democracy survive such top-down technocracy? Moreover, a forced transition to green economies, while environmentally virtuous, risks widening inequality. Developing nations may bear the brunt, denied agency over their industrial paths, while affluent countries reap disproportionate rewards in this new world order. Technological surveillance underpins much of the Great Reset's implementation. Proponents argue digital systems can ensure equitable resource distribution. But digital IDs, behavior tracking, and AI-driven governance also carry dangers. These digital revolutions often leave marginalized communities at greater disadvantage. While technological advances promise inclusivity, critics caution against systems that reinforce rather than alleviate social inequities. Is fairness just a mask for increased control? The promise of the Great Reset is undeniable, but so is the peril. Its vision of collective transformation rests on assumptions whose failure could exact heavy tolls on freedom, sovereignty, and democracy. Policymakers and intellectuals alike must rigorously interrogate the reset's policies before embracing its sweeping mandates. Now is the time for skeptical, independent inquiry. Question narratives, demand transparency, and foster dialogue untangled from corporate interests. The future depends on your scrutiny. Challenge orthodoxy, protect liberty.